Hello?
Spirit bell.
Spirit bells.
It could be.
We could have spirit bells.
Hey, folks, we're just waiting for YouTube to fire up. Let me do this. Let me do this. That's good. I'm going to say hi to Anna Lee before she even pops on. We'll go to our live chat. This is our live. All right. So folks are just getting notified now that we're actually live.
Okay.
And there's Anna Lee.
First on. She should
Hi, Anna Lee. Good to see you. Anna Lee, just let me know how the audio is tonight, because we're a bit of ways away from the microphone. And then also, is truenorthhypnosis.com, right?
Yes.
So Anna Lee, when you're cutting and pasting to share the True North Girls website, it's truenorthhypnosis.com. Cool. Hi, Nydia. Hi, Lisa. How you doing tonight? Good to see you all. Hello, hello, hello. Let me do this. We're back once again with Karen to my immediate left and Georgeanne at the end of the table. Georgeanne, I want to squeeze you into this frame a
I'm
little.
just going to move over a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Really going to be close here.
Audio is loud and clear. We like that. Good, good, good. Great to see everybody. We'll just wait for everyone to get settled in. Hi, Linda. How are you tonight? Say hello to Georgeanne and Karen. We're coming to you from their wellness center in Essex, Massachusetts. We've been here before. Hi, Dottie. How are you? Good to see everybody. And I know you ladies have an agenda tonight, right, that you want to share?
We always have an
We
agenda.
could be
Yeah.
flexible.
So that's great. So yeah, what's it been, about a month or so since we
I think it has been.
we visited? So how have things been? Okay?
Yeah.
Springtime was awesome?
Spring was good, and now we're ready for summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, hello, 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 folks. So, okay, so quickly in my neck of the woods, I posted the my final piece of the chapter of the Howard Blackburn documentary earlier today, so you can check that out. And then I have the entire string out, chapters 1 through 5, the whole story. And maybe we'll have a viewing party sometime, so we'll find a rainy night or something and watch that
Sounds
together.
This weekend's going to be rainy. Won't be
Yeah,
it?
really? Yeah. So that could happen.
Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, Anna Lee has the link to Georgeanne and Karen's website, True North Hypnosis. Thank you, Anna Lee.
Yes, thank you, Anna Lee.
Yep. Oh, so I also want to tell you folks that our next Viewer's Choice Award, we might have that drawing either tomorrow or maybe next week when I think we're going to be with Jilly Beans, is going to have 3 prizes for you. We have either a $100 gift certificate to Coveted Yarn, which is in West Gloucester, Massachusetts, for all you knitters out there. We have Cape Ann Community Cinema, which is in Rockport, and that is a free cinema rental for 4 hours for up to 36 people,
God, that would be so fun.
which is
That'd be
crazy.
fun.
Very
Yeah.
fun. That's
And then
very fun.
also we have a $100 gift card to Sea Meadow Gifts and Gardens, which is Georgeanne's shop right across the lawn here. So we'll figure that if someone from out of the area wins, Georgeanne, we'll figure
figure
out.
it out, sure.
Okay.
Yes.
So we'll keep you guys posted on that as well. Oh, thank you, folks. Okay, so it's good seeing everybody. So, okay, well, let's get caught up, ladies, on what's been going on at True North for the last month or so.
What have we been doing? A little bit of everything, I guess. A lot of private clients
Yeah.
this month. Yep, people are getting ready for,
And Karen, yell at me when you're talking.
yell at you?
Yeah.
Okay. People are getting ready for the summer, so they're looking for a lot of weight loss hypnosis
Oh.
and wellness and getting jazzed up to do some exercise, which really works very well with hypnosis. It kind of gives you a little push in the right direction.
Yeah.
And so that's been going on, and what else have we been doing?
Oh, we had table tipping the other day, which was very fun.
Should we talk about that?
If you'd like,
You
sure.
missed a fun night.
Yeah.
It
I
was
know.
pretty wild.
I know. I had it was the 27th, right?
Yes.
Or- yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I had that
You were-
circled for a while.
Yeah, you were in the middle of doing your
Ugh.
other things. That was
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
But it was fun.
It worked
It was
very
fun.
well. We had
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
So now when you do that, how do you do it? You have a certain number of people can be here and
Well, originally we had one table, the one that's over in the corner there. It's supposed to be a 3-legged table. Usually they're an antique table that has some kind of history to them. But one of the women who loves to teach that class, or kind of maybe just be the moderator of the class, she brought 5 or 6
Yeah.
little 3-legged tables, and you could fit 3 to, I think you guys were at the bigger table, and it was
We
like,
were in the bigger table, yep.
would you have like 5 or 6 people?
No, there were only 3 of us over there.
There was only
as well.
3 of you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then
Yeah.
everybody had 3 or 4
Yeah.
people that they were sitting with, and she starts like getting everybody into the zone for calling in spirit, and you keep your fingers on the table and you start feeling, and nobody's doing anything, especially people that are newbies to it are like, I don't feel anything, and all of a sudden it will start vibrating. And it's
Yeah.
like, when the first time it happened, I'm like, am I making that happen because I'm
Right.
nervous? I wasn't nervous, but or excited, but it just starts to go. It just starts to go. And Georgeanne had a fabulous one, the one that timed the table. Tell them about the table tipping in the woman's lap.
Oh, that
That
was
was-
very interesting. We look for evidence with
Mm-hmm.
spirit. So she wasn't all ready to kind of believe in what was going on.
Yeah.
And she was very quiet. But she wanted in the worst way for her dad to come in and visit her. So we had a couple times, messages for other people at the table. And then she noticed that the table started just tipping gently, and I said, I think that might be your dad. Why don't you ask a question? And she did, and he answered the question. I mean, we do yes and no questions.
And sometimes spelling, when it's a little more advanced, we can get them to spell out, like a Ouija board type thing.
Right. So she had spoke to him for a little while, and then at the very end, I think he was getting ready to move on. And she said, Dad, I'm so happy that you were with me tonight, and thank you for visiting. This is really, really very emotional. And the table moved over to her and tipped. The whole table just tipped right into her lap like it was a hug. It was really very emotional. She welled up in tears, and all of us at the table too. We just knew that was her dad saying that he loved her.
Yeah.
A very loving message. It was very cool.
Beautiful.
And this last time that we did, the tables were moving pretty quickly. It depends on how strong the energy is. How high the vibration is, how strong the energy is. And the tables will do this, more like this. When you ask a question, it will tip for yes or stay straight for no. And in the middle, we really got the tables going really fast, because that was the proof that their energy was up, our energy was up, and that they liked the questions that we were asking. If it was a really, really firm yes, then the table would really dip. So in one time, we were asking questions, and the answer was funny. I mean, it was a funny question, so we got a funny answer. The table started to move around this way, so you have to follow with your fingers, moving this way, and then was tipping, and then just hanging.
And not moving.
It doesn't move, it just hangs there, and you keep saying, okay, if it's one little thread, a little more, it's going to tip over. It doesn't, and then just kind of goes back and rests. And that all happens when you're asking questions. It's really
Wild.
It is, and
very wild.
it's so hard to actually believe until you see it and you work with it.
Yeah.
The very first time that we did it, I was probably the first one that was looking under the table to see what was going on under there.
Is that woman pushing that tape?
Yeah, what's going on
Well, so
under
then
that
let me
table?
ask you, so what do you attribute the table, is it from energy coming through a body, through the fingertips to the tabletop? Is it from?
It's from
The spirit-
spirit coming through us
Yeah.
into our hands and then working the table. That's how we know that when in the very beginning, there was 4 or 5 people around the table, and the table will start tipping. Well, we don't know who that's for. So we'll say, are you here for me? And if it stays still, no, that's not your loved one. Go around the table, and wherever it is, whoever it's for, it will start tipping to that person, which is really cool.
What, do you remember your first table tipping experience?
Oh,
Whether you
yeah.
were that one, I mean, now
do.
you host them now, which must
Yes.
be a different experience altogether, but
That's when I was looking under the table,
Yeah.
see what was
we
going
were
on.
upstairs before this even was finished.
While we were
It was
building
like all
here.
roughed in. I don't even know if we had electricity.
No, we had candles.
Candle. Okay, and it was And someone, I think the next day said, "Were you in your building? Because we saw lights." And we're like,
We saw
maybe,
candle-
maybe.
We're not telling
It
you what
was
we were
very
doing.
fun. I think
Yeah.
I don't even remember who it was. We had our usual crew that said, "Let's give it a try."
Really?
And, it was a little scary, but it was also not that I'm a doubting Thomas by any, because I love all this stuff, but I'm like, I don't know if we can get this going. We got it going. Yeah, so it was very fun.
And then I think, Karen, you'll agree that it's not scary anymore.
No.
I mean, we were a little bit like, really, and we're not sure. But once you do it, there's not anything scary about it. You know, it's all evidence, all real, and you can actually feel the energy.
I think
So
it's
cool.
also, when we're saying you don't have to be afraid or whatever, we always do a prayer of intention and protection before we start anything, because, you just want to work with the light. You're not calling in like, "Hello, anybody want to pick up the phone and answer?" Because that can happen, especially with the Ouija board. If you're not if you're not protecting yourself, which we'll talk maybe a little bit tonight about protecting your energy and what does that mean, and what happens if you don't, and that sort of thing. But intention is a big part of anything with energy work, spirit work, working for the highest good of everyone who's at the table or in the class. And so you have to set that ahead of time, and then you start working with spirit. But there's a little bit of a pre getting ready.
Yeah,
So
interesting.
Yeah.
So if you're just tuning in, folks, hi, I'm Corey from The Bridge. I'm alongside Karen and Georgeanne of True North Wellness. Their website is True North Hypnosis. They do a multitude of things here in Essex, Massachusetts, and we're going to learn a little bit more about that tonight. But let's get to things that you brought to the table that you would like to discuss this evening.
Okay.
And folks, by the way, if you have any questions along the way, feel free to drop them in. I'll keep an eye on them and relay them to Georgeanne and Karen ASAP.
Okay. I think the last time that we were together, we would ask people, what are you interested in? And people were talking about energy work. I mean, there was a lot of things: chakras, colors, different healing modalities, different protections. So we thought we'd kind of talk a little bit about the chakras. So,
Okay.
do you know anything about the chakras, Corey? Are you?
A little, but let's say I don't
Pretend?
know anything, which
Okay.
I'm really good at playing dumb. So
Okay.
I know it, Karen. I don't know anything about what is a chakra.
In your energy body, it's a very, first of all, it's, if you spoke to someone that is just Western thinking for wellness, they would just be looking at the body just as a vessel. This does more the energy system that is in the body, but not necessarily seen. It's more felt, and it's a very ancient system. But there's 7 basic chakras in your energy body. So, and they all are associated with different colors and different organs in the body. But everyone probably has seen a lot of the chakra things. I brought a chart, but I don't know how well it's going to show
So
up on this.
how is it different
show?
from say an aura?
The aura is like your field outside. This is like part of your chakra. It is affected by everything inside your body. Whereas the aura, my feeling about it is it kind of shows what's going on everywhere. It's in your field, if that makes any sense. In your field, the chakras are actually in your body. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, your
Is that-
energy, the energy field that surrounds you.
Right.
So is it, okay, it's like more like your essence.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that does change. It can change according to what's going on, and even how healthy you are.
Right.
One time we were sitting somewhere, and one of the practitioners said to us, "Your aura is really turning red. You are getting dehydrated. Go get a drink before we go further."
Huh?
That was
Yes.
me, I think. I'm like, oh, I'm always thirsty, of course.
What did you drink?
Water. There's water.
I was like,
Water.
like a hot toddy or
No,
something. I
no
don't know.
hot toddy, no hot toddy. But,
Yeah.
so, they're associated with different colors, and the colors are really important. The 7 main ones, I don't know, can they see a chart off of this?
I can hold it up.
I mean, I don't know if it's any, do you have this is kind of like in the body. Is
Here.
this big enough? Or
This is probably better.
oh, yeah, they've got the nice colors. What do you think? Can y'all see that?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
bottom one, the red. Yeah, there you go.
Your first chakra is the
I'll
red
hold
one.
this
It's in the
over me.
bottom. It's kind of in your pelvic area. Does that can everybody see that? Can they see it good?
Yeah.
That's the first chakra is, these develop throughout your lifetime, especially when you're a small child, that's your first chakra. It just really talks about your survival and your security and just your trust, how well grounded you are. And the color of that one is red. They have sounds that go with them. I'm not particularly good with the sounds, but I do a lot of Reiki work. And so when we're doing that work, we're working on your chakra system. So you have the first chakra down lower. That's your root chakra. If you go up a little bit, you have an orange. When we were talking about Corey's clothing, that he had the orange there. That's your sacral chakra, and it's more about creativity. It's the birthing and the sexual organs. So it has a physical component as well as a spiritual and component to it as well. A lot of people who are artists, like Georgeanne's an artist, and so she's probably really vibrates a lot in that chakra. And when these chakras are in good order, we're in the best health, and we can talk a little bit about that after.
Sure.
If you go up to the middle, like where your gut is, that is your solar plexus, and that's yellow. It's very powerful. I always say to people, think about the sun. When you're talking about your solar plexus, it is really your internal strength. It is your power center, and it is very important for just feeling like you are in control of things. It's where your power comes from. So if you're a very anxious person, that might be a center that might be a little off balance, and you would do some energy work for that. But that's right like it above your gut.
And that's generally where you feel something. When things aren't right, that's where you feel it.
Yeah, if you're like someone who's very clairsentient and you have that kind of, I had a gut feeling, you're processing through that chakra. So that's a powerful one. And so those are your three bottom ones, and they're considered like more physical. Those are like your more physically based chakras. And then you get to the center, and that's your heart. So the heart is the connection between the physical and the spiritual piece. So the heart obviously is about your heart. It can be pink or green. And it really talks about loving yourself, because how can you love anybody else if there's not a pretty good feeling of loving yourself? And that's not a selfish thing. That's taking good care of yourself. And then above that is your throat chakra. Georgeanne has a nice color on for the throat chakra. It's how do you express yourself? How do you talk about your truth? How do you not express yourself? A lot of times the people who are very nervous and can't speak, and I'll work on them, that's the chakra that will be like really jammed up. And so you get that open and they can talk. Yeah, it's
Speak
really
their truth.
Speak their truth. And I meant to say with the heart one, I had a client this weekend who was going through an awful lot of things in her life, and when I got my hands on her heart chakra, she just started crying hysterically.
So how are you opening someone's chakra for them? Is it you're transferring your energy to someone else?
It really isn't my energy. To become a Reiki practitioner, you get attunement, so you can call in that universal energy. It goes through my crown and out my hands. It does not process through my body. It is not my energy. I'm simply like a conduit. A conduit for that. So, but I can feel it. I've been doing this for decades, so I can feel when they're out of balance in different chakras. Sometimes I can tell, like we were talking about looking at someone's aura. Sometimes I can, if I'm looking, I can kind of get a little snapshot of where do I need to be. But definitely, I can feel it more than anything else. That's probably more how I process. So that's a really powerful. Your heart is really powerful for releasing emotions. And she had a lot, and she's like, I don't know why I'm crying. I'm like, I do. It's okay. Just let it go. Let it go. The throat, again, we want to talk about speaking, and that's a lighter blue. And then you go up to the third eye, which is for your psychic development. That's more of what we say, indigo. People who are very intuitive, have a great imagination. There's a lot of wisdom, that goes with that. Your psychics, tarot readers, people who work in that field, they're probably very open in that. It's your third eye. People have probably always heard of the third eye, and it's a lot deeper blue. And then the top one, which is, they call that like the lotus point, that's your connection to spirit. And it can be purple, or it can be like a clear color. And that is, how do you connect to spirit? People who channel, people who do a lot of angel work, they're working a lot out of that chakra. So Yeah.
And it's legitimately, it's Roy G.
Snapshot.
Biv, right?
What is it?
Roy G. Biv, The Colors of the Rainbow. Red,
It-
orange,
it-
yellow,
well,
green, blue,
yes,
indigo, violet.
I didn't even, I was like, where'd you, yes, and I had a song as a kid and I didn't understand. I was a rainbow girl. Did you ever hear Rainbow Girls?
Wait, yeah.
I don't even know
heard of
how, I
Rainbow.
don't, yeah, I don't even know if they have it anymore, but
No,
I was a
I think so.
rainbow girl because I wanted to wear that little white dress.
So it was kind of like it wasn't like a Girl Scout thing. Was
No,
it just
I don't know. I didn't last very long in it, but
were you a rainbow girl? Any rainbow girls out
I
there?
don't even know if they do it anymore. You know, it's kind of like there's the Masons. My father was a Mason.
Yeah.
There's for the women there was, I don't remember what the women's group was, and then the girls had the Demolay, and like the boys, the Rainbow Girls, and the boys had Demolay. So there was something for every age. They had some very lovely things, but the song was about the rainbow.
Yeah.
They had a little song, colors, red, orange, and yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. And then I'm like, oh my God. But years later, I'm like, were they talking about that? I don't know. But it was an interesting, and that's how I remember all the colors, because of my little rainbow song.
Awesome. Hello, Jessica. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Vicky, as always. Antonia, good to see you as well. What is Vicky saying here? I had a photo of my aura done last year. There was a lot of orange. What does that mean?
Okay. The orange, again, that's that chakra that's about creativity, birthing. It can be physically birthing, you know, in that, I don't know, were you in the getting ready to birth, or was it birthing of something creative, art or literature or music? That's a big, that color lights up. And you know, sometimes with the chakras, if they light up a lot, it can be an imbalance in it, instead of more like getting a little bit of everything in order. It can be some of them, when they're out of whack, you have like a, that's when you need to kind of figure out how you're going to get them back in, because wellness of your body and your spirit is really dependent on them being more in a line. I'm not saying that you were not in that, but the orange is definitely creativity and you know, like they were saying years, I don't know how true this is, but the halo that were on the saints
Yeah.
was that crown chakra, which is the white. And so people that could see it would see that above the heads of the saints.
Huh.
So that was just, are you an artist? Can she answer on this?
Yeah, Vicky, do you have a creative bent to you? And can you follow up on that for us, please? In the meantime, Jessica has a question. Can you describe the chakras outside the body? Earth star. I forget the ones above my head.
Yeah, and I don't work in those that much, and I should know them. I know there's Earth Star. Do you remember? There's a
Those
Soul
ones, yeah,
Star.
Soul
There's
Star.
also ear ones that
Yeah.
aren't tapped into that, but people don't. I always work on that since I found out there were. You know, I didn't know about that for a very long time. You know, there's more that have been developed. I don't. There's the stars above, and there's one below. Do you remember the one below? I do not remember the names of them.
For what it's worth,
The seven names.
Jessica sent me a R-rated, I'll say X-rated deck of tarot cards too, a couple of weeks ago
okay.
too. Yeah.
Is there such a thing?
Oh my God. So Jill Diliberti, Jilly Beans, so we do side by sides live with her. She does tarot for folks. She has 100 decks, and
I
it's
don't even know how
you name the subject. She has a. We literally say she has a deck for everything.
And she can read them all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
She
even know where to
gravitates towards
start.
certain decks, but if someone has any kind of question, it's we can figure it out. Okay, so Vicky says,
This one's up.
I used to, but haven't done anything in years. I can't seem to finish anything.
Well, it's there. It's
It's
almost like
there.
she's being called to do it. And you're not doing it, is that because you don't have the time, or you're not inspired, or like what is the reason why you're
Yeah, Vicky.
not
So what's
taking
the
your-
holdup, right? So is it almost like is it a mental block? Is it a lack of motivation? Is it procrastination? You're just too busy with other stuff? Jessica, you're laughing, but you did. So, okay, let's go to Antonia had a question too, or just a statement. Oh, Vicky, not inspired.
Oh,
Okay.
You
Yeah.
might need to be grounded.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of times when we're not anchored and not grounded, then we're not following through with the things that are really important to us. We don't have the inspiration. We don't have the drive to do.
And fibromyalgia.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very hard.
Hi, Marby. How you doing tonight? Well, so Vicky, I'm surprised. So, what were you doing to be creative when you were creative? Or
Yeah, that's a good question.
Right, paint, dance. What were you doing then? And in the meantime, I want to scroll up to Antonia's statement. When I was in my early teens, I would have dreams that would come true. I had a dream that I opened my photo album and the pictures were like a video.
Whoa.
That's pretty
So his
heady
third
stuff.
eye was
Yeah.
really open. Yeah. And does he do anything with that now, I wonder?
I don't know. So then she follows, I would like to know if I have a gift. Well, I imagine everyone has a gift, right, Antonia? So it's just a matter of realizing it. But
Sure.
I've asked this, I didn't really know about lucid dreaming. And I am a lucid dreamer, it turns
I
out.
bet
So,
you are.
and I brought this up before. One thing I try to do is I always want a sense of place and time when I'm dreaming. So say if I'm walking down a city street, I try to find a newsstand so I can see the headline or the date on the paper. Of course, it's all gibberish or it's just unclear.
Yeah.
Or I'll try to note just if I'm with my dad, how old is my dad in this?
So
And if he looks like, his hair's not gray or anything, like, okay, maybe he's younger, he had a mustache at this age or glasses then. So then I have an idea of what my age was,
Yeah.
even though I'm in the dream as my
Your
current age, or I
age.
think
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
always been trying to,
Do you like journal that? Because sometimes people
No,
who
I-
dream well, they like to journal and
yeah, I don't, but because I don't know how much, plus there are so many dreams each night that I have.
Yes.
Although
I
the
don't
ones that blow my
remember mine.
mind are, I'll have nights where my entire night is one singular dream. And it's almost
it's
like
like
a
it
movie.
keeps going. Like when you wake up
Right.
and then you feel like,
And you go
especially
back
if it's
to
something you
sleep.
don't want to think about, you go back to sleep and you're like, it starts right up again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sometimes it's just
yeah.
one continuous
Yeah.
theme or dream. It's nuts. But what normally happens, my sleep pattern is, I'll sleep still say 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning, and then it's just a series of 20-minute naps. And each dream then, and it doesn't bother me, but it's a
Okay.
different kind of cool dream every time leading up to when I
So
finally get up.
interesting.
I don't know.
So have you ever dreamed like as soon as you go to sleep? Because a lot of times they'll say that you have to fall into a deep sleep.
Yeah.
But sometimes, as soon as I go to sleep, I'm already dreaming.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of times I'll wake up and I'll be like, oh, and I've been asleep maybe for 10 or 15 minutes.
Are you a good sleeper? When you're tired, can you go to sleep, or is it?
It depends on what's going on,
Yeah.
and I think it depends on how tired I am.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hi, Jane. Good to see you again. Jane Pilkington. Hello, group. When I meditate, I see swirling colors.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
A lot of people do. You're
Yeah.
just trying to open up, your energy system so you get a lot of the colors that are mixed. When back to the Reiki, when you're working, some people I'll say, well, what did you see? And they'll say there's a lot of colors. Same thing when we do hypnosis. People will very much be see a lot of colors when you're working because you're kind of tapping into another whole dimension. And especially I think people are going more into the crown chakra and the third eye, and that's kind of opening that up. So I think that's and I think depending on what if your meditation practice is like with sound, maybe it's a sound that is more that triggers things. But it's very, and it's different for everybody. But the colors, I don't know anybody that said, oh, I don't see anything. Even if they don't get something else psychically, they'll say, I saw a lot of colors, or I felt something, or I smelled something. It depends on what you're sentient that you're strongest in. So.
Well, I hadn't heard that before. That's interesting. Hi, Marianne. How are you tonight? Good to see you. So Vicky follows up with, if I need to be grounded, how do I do that?
Oh, there's
Georgeanne, show
lots
your
of-
salts.
There's lots of great things to do to get grounded. If you're out in the yard, working in the garden and having your hands in the soil, being around plants, taking your shoes off and just walking out in the yard, that is a tremendous way to ground. Around here, a lot of times we'll get grounded by going to the beach.
Yeah.
Anytime you're around the salt air or salt water, that immediately settles you down and will certainly relieve any negativity or that kind of energy that's with you.
So is it, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
So is it more like it's taking time for yourself to physically connect with your environment?
It's anchoring yourself to the earth.
And that can be done out of that first chakra that we talked about, the red, that anchors you to the earth. So you can, a lot of times when people are like, how do I get myself into balance? It's just, your intention is an awful lot of it, just being quiet and make the intention of, I always say, if people feel like they're off balance or a little floaty, I'll say you can put, like Georgeanne said, your feet on the ground. Bare feet is really good. If you're not a beach person, you can be in the woods and just, you don't have to be barefooted, but just feel Mother Earth under you. Just feel that energy. But see that kind of like your energy. We always say, feel like you have either magnets on the bottom of your feet, which is really lovely for, I'm because the earth is very magnetized. You can be magnetically held there, or feel like you have roots coming out of down your legs and down through your feet and connecting down into Mother Earth so that you feel anchored that way. And then I always like to say, send a rod right down from the base of your spine, where that chakra is. Just envision, just see it, or if you can't see it, just say it, whatever works. The rod going right down into Mother Earth, like deep, 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 and feeling anchored, because the earth provides us a lot of energy and a lot of healing. So you're sending your energy down, you're sending your roots down, like we call them the tap roots, and you can pull the energy back up through you. What else would work? I always like a little piece of hematite. So if you're feeling kind of off, you can put a little piece of hematite.
What is hematite?
Do we have a piece of hematite? It's like a silvery, looks kind of like
gray,
a magnet.
Yeah, gray, silver.
Shiny.
Huh.
We think we would have a piece here. We
Yeah,
probably
we
do
should.
somewhere. But it's very grounding. Hematite is super, super grounding. So and it's easy to get. It's inexpensive. Put a piece in your pocket. A lot of women, when we were doing a lot of energy work, a lot of women have like all these little crystals in their bras.
Oh yeah?
It's pretty interesting, like a little bag of crystals. I'm like, good grief. Like the people, I got this and this and this, and it's all tucked in there. So whatever works.
Maybe I'll start tipping in hematite.
There you go. The pockets work great. Some people have like a little bag of stones that they bring with them. Like the chakras, like you want to show your chakra stones?
Oh, sure.
Like
You can also sleep on them.
Yep.
If there's something that you want to work on, let's say you're working on your root. Here's the,
Do you want me to hold up,
nice.
Georgeanne, to get closer, or?
yeah. That's a red jasper. And red like the root chakra. So that could go under your pillow, it could go in your pocket, even just keeping it in your home, and where you're doing all your living things. That's very grounding.
Awesome. Hi, Sandra. Good to see you tonight. I'm happy to see y'all. Interesting comments on dreams and auras and chakras. Vicky says, thanks for helping me. I came in late. Will there be a table tipping? Well, not tonight, but we could arrange that for you.
We could
do
one.
that. We
Yeah.
could do that.
That would be fun.
Sandra, I find it helpful to go to the beach to connect with spirit. When I cannot any other way, head to the bay a lot. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I just like
Just
lying on the grass and cloud gazing.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're connecting to the earth.
Yeah.
That's your grounding. Yeah.
And I think my favorite scent is
Pine.
fresh cut grass.
I love that.
Yes. I don't know why, but I do.
Yeah.
And I'm allergic to it, so why not?
Isn't there something now that people do in forest bathing? Have you heard of forest bathing?
No.
Going into the forest and kind of being with the trees and very grounding, very healing. So if you don't live near the beach, you can go in
Right.
There you
the
go.
forest. You don't have to be.
And
Forest bathing.
so also, while you're at home and you want to do some grounding with the sea salt, how we were just talking about going to the beach, just regular sea salt at the grocery store. So you fill your tub up while you're showering, leave what's it called?
Little
The
plug.
drain,
Little
the
plug in,
drain,
yeah.
yeah. Put the salt in the water, you're standing in it, you're having your shower, and you're being grounded and also losing any of the negative energy. It's just pulling the negative energy through, and when it's in the water, it just goes down the drain.
Huh.
So yeah, I did bring just a little. These are just bath salts.
Oh yeah.
You just fill your tub up while you're getting ready to shower and stand in it, and then take your regular shower, and when you're done, you've been in all that water, just let it go down the
If you
drain.
take a bath, you can sit in all that.
Yeah, good.
And if you don't have a tub, like I have a big walk-in shower, you can just put the crystals around on the floor of the shower,
Right,
and you're just
right.
standing. So it doesn't have
Yes.
to be, you know, you have to have 3 feet of water, whatever. It
No,
can
just
be
whatever's on
right
the,
where you
yeah.
are. Well, think about the ocean. It's very cleansing, right?
You're absolutely, yeah. There was something about, we always say it too, from such a difference between swimming or standing in the ocean compared to a lake or a
yeah.
pond, or it's just something different about the salt.
It's almost kind of feeling like it doesn't have the life to it. When you're
Yeah.
in a pond, it doesn't seem to have quite the life that we have when we're in the salt water.
Even though it's really just filled with algae and stuff, it's nothing but life. But
Yes, I was gonna say, there's life in there, but maybe
Yeah.
nothing you want to be stepping on. Yeah.
Right.
let's see, Sandra, Karen, what you just described was similar to a cleansing healing I did the other day with a Reiki Rachel on YouTube. It took 35 to 40 minutes though.
Ooh,
To do a full session, is that what she's saying?
I guess so.
Yeah, I can work on people for an hour.
Vicky follows up, that makes sense. I love plants, dirt, and walking in the woods.
There you
It's almost a
go.
craving.
yes, yeah.
Jessica wants a table tip.
We will do that.
I have a picture I took on Kauai's west coast and cliffs. It's an image that I pull up at any time and help ground myself.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lisa, hi Lisa, how you doing? I live in the woods. I have my favorite trees. I think everyone sort of does that though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think my favorite properties, I guess, for lack of a better term, is a home that has a featured tree.
Yeah.
It's always something, if I could think of a dream thing, it would be like a brook that ran through the property at some
Sure.
point, or a featured tree.
Yeah.
And I always sort of notice, like you drive by a farm or a house that just has
know what
that
the trees
one amazing tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Okay, Eileen, how are you tonight? I've never been one to swim, but I love to watch the ocean in all of her moods, especially the northern Atlantic. The sea salt smell is too special and unique.
It
Well,
really
see, you're
is.
in the air with the sea salt, and that's working the same way.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just breathing that in.
You don't
just
have
that
to be
salt
in it.
water. Breathing it in. It's like so calming.
Yeah, this is true. Hey, folks, if you're just tuning in, hi, I'm Corey, and I'm with Karen and Georgeanne, the True North girls of True North Wellness, here in Essex, Massachusetts. Annalie has the link to their website if you ever want to look at that. Do you do online classes as well?
We don't
We're
have
working
anything-
on it.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are working. Well, we do have people who lead online classes for us. Like we have a monthly channeling that is online. So we do have classes that we're offering, but we're going to do more of that. We'll
Awesome.
get a little bit more tech savvy here. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Charlie Blue, how you doing, Char? I did a table tipping a long time ago, and it told me how many pregnancies I would have, and it was correct.
Woohoo!
So you had some good
Yeah,
spirits
yeah.
giving you that info.
That table would scare me, I'm afraid.
Oh, it's a good tool.
Yeah?
It's a good tool. There's a lot of great tools.
So you did mention when we talked about table tipping too, is it can help you spell things.
You can.
Not unlike
little
a Ouija
tedious.
board,
It's
but-
a little like with the Ouija board. I don't use Ouija boards anymore, but there's a long
Right.
story to that. You have the board. You have the little thing you're putting your fingers on. It's spelling, and it stops, and somebody records it. It's not. You would have to start saying, like, what would be an example? If it's a spirit that doesn't, we can't figure out who it is, or it doesn't belong to somebody in the room. We'll say, who's with us? Can you spell it out? Does the name begin with an A? And it'll tip, like the beginning, you say, please tip for a yes and stay still for a no. And so you can go through the alphabet pretty quickly, but someone in the group has to be paying attention to the
spell it.
lettering, which we got pretty good at. So it's a little, not tedious, but it's a little time consuming at any rate, but sometimes it moves pretty fast.
Well, I just know people get weirded out just at the mention of a Ouija board,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Well, for good reasons. I mean, I think they can. I might give it a whirl again, but as a kid, I think it wasn't anything to play around with.
Yeah.
You know, because when I took classes years ago, I'm like, we had this crazy thing happen. They're like, well, did you set protection? I'm like, oh, we were like 12. I don't know. We were at a sleepover. We were crawling and whatever. And we, someone said, well, you're just picking up the phone and saying, come on in, and you don't know who they are. So
We've talked about this before.
that's the scary part.
Yeah, like it seemed like in the 60s and 70s, everyone had that one Ouija board that was mass produced,
Yeah.
right? People even knew the company. They'll mention that here as well too.
I think my grandfather took mine and sold it at the
Oh, really?
church fair.
It was a weird novelty item.
But I don't even, I think I might have seen them in the, like, some of the stores in Salem.
Yeah. Well, and I think at Hammond Castle, there's a Ouija board built into one of the desks that slides out.
Oh, that's
And that's what
interesting.
they use
I've
too.
been there
So
for years. That is a fabulous building. Oh, they've done a lot of work there.
they're going to have to. It's you talk about salt.
Yeah.
They have issues with the salt over there too, being right in the ocean. But yeah, it's a pretty fascinating
Really crazy.
place to be. Yeah. Lisa, I spent my summers on a spring-fed lake in northern Ontario. It always felt special. I do, however, love the ocean too.
All water. All water's healing.
Antonia, I also love nature and walk on the grass. I had a dream that I got married in a bridesmaid's dress, and I did marry in an aqua blue dress. Well, there you go.
Nice.
Interesting. Oh, Christian Montone is with us. Hi, Christian. Thanks for bringing your wrench with you tonight. Oh, so just to finish the intro, so yeah,
There's a lot of wrenches. I don't know what that
this
means.
is Karen, this is Georgeanne. They're the True North girls here at True North Wellness in Essex, Mass. We're talking we're all over the place tonight,
Yeah.
which is great, but we did sort of, Karen brought up
Started with
chakras
energy and chakras.
and energy and all that too. So yeah, you can continue at any point.
Yeah, we're just kind of seeing what everybody likes, but
Yeah.
the energy system is important and how you work with it. And so what Georgianne and I have been doing is, I'm not an expert by any way in crystals, but we've done a lot of crystal classes. We have people who come in and teach those classes. That's another, she had shown you, one for each of the chakras, and people can keep that near their bed. It helps to keep all of your chakras in good order. So I think she said she puts them under a pillow. I just put them on the nightstand.
Really?
The dog will eat them if they're under the pillow. So.
So
yeah.
G, do you want to talk us through the crystals that you brought as well? Or-
The colors are to go with the chakras.
Okay.
So if are we moving to the next chakra?
We did the red. You showed them your red,
Yeah,
the
so-
jasper. Is the orange.
That's your
So
orange.
it's like a
That's
pink
a
jelly bean.
It does look like a jelly bean.
It does, but it's a nice orange color for that
Yeah.
creativity.
Actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like a Dayquil.
Oh,
That's exactly what it looks like.
it does look like a day. It's
Don't eat
solid
it.
though. It's
Don't eat
solid.
it.
So now, what does this help
It's
me to connect with my creative side?
Yes, creative side. It also does the it also affects the organs. The organs that are in that area. So
our
that's a good one.
our creative person needs to be carrying this.
Huh.
The one
that
that's,
might jumpstart
yeah.
a little if you feel like
Yeah.
you need a
This
little
little piece of
jumpstart.
Oh, like Vicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vicky, little piece of cornelian.
Okay.
Any orange stone doesn't have
Yeah,
to be
or
carnelian.
sandstone. That's what this is.
That's
Piece of
pretty.
sandstone. It's one of my favorites. I think it's really pretty.
I'll get that real close.
Yeah, it's got some nice color, different colors in it.
Looks like one of those creamsicles that we had when we were
Yeah.
kids.
I love
That's probably why I
creamsicles.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that is pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. And folks, if you have questions for Karen or Georgianne, feel free to fire away. No subject is off topic for
Nope.
us.
Nope, we're good. Other than
Let's see. Christian says, I do enjoy my collection of crystals and my giant amethyst geode. Cleaning them with sea salt is good.
Yeah,
Also good in the bath.
and you can always put them out in the full moon.
Yeah.
That charges them, cleanses them, and charges them. You can put them in the sea salt, or sometimes I just use table salt or easy salt. Wash it off, put it out in the moonlight.
It
and
doesn't sit
recharges
there.
It.
It doesn't
Yeah, you don't
sit
leave it
in-
in there because
don't
some
leave
of
it in
them
there.
are porous, and it would.
Yeah, you don't want to ruin the
Destroy the
color
stone.
either of
Yeah.
some of the stones.
Okay, what do we have next?
We have the golden tiger's eye. And look, it's kind of good
Oh,
with
yeah.
your, like
That kind of
your
looks
shirt.
like your shirt.
Yeah, it kind of does, right? Look at
Yeah.
this.
That's a good soul.
It's a piece of me, folks, to
There you
you.
go. It's hard to see. It
Jeez.
is really. It's
Yeah, as you turn.
like a
turn-
tiger's eye.
Yeah, the tiger. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there
that's
you go.
good.
Yeah.
That's a beauty.
There we go.
It doesn't. It looks like you could wear that. Perfect.
Jeez.
Solar plexus.
Your solar plexus. Here
Power
we are. What's
center.
next?
Yeah, so what would that be helping with specifically now?
Your sense of well-being, like your own power, your personal power.
All right.
And maybe that even has to do with work or home or your relationships, how you relate to other people.
So now let me say, I'm carrying one of these, like a stone with me.
Yeah.
Is So now how is this working? Am I just cognizant that I'm carrying the stone to sort of
I don't
keep
think you
my...
need to be
No?
cognizant. I think it's just, that
The energy goes with
energy.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, those women have got their bras full of stones. They're checking them out that often,
So-
but they're
so
carrying
that's
them,
what
and they
those
don't
are.
leave the house without them. They don't leave the house
You gotta
without
be careful to take the bra off
Yeah,
at the end
right.
of the night. Things go flying.
Yeah.
The person who had said that she had a hard time with like finishing up things, like the creative, was that Vicky?
Yeah.
That could be more of a, I'm thinking that might be more of a solar plexus issue than it is so she might really benefit from the yellow stone, some kind of yellow, because that's your willpower, and if it's out of balance a little bit, like
No
not
support.
enough, it's kind of like low energy, you're kind of passive, sluggish, you can't finish things, or if you have too much, you can be super controlling, it shows both ends. So if you balance that out, then that might give you a little bit more follow through to do the things, because it's your will, it's your power to do, like, oh, I want to do it, but do you actually have the follow through? That sometimes that's harder. Like you might get the idea of, oh, I really want to write a poem, but then you're like, yeah, I'll do it later. So maybe that solar plexus can be jazzed up a little bit and give you a little more push.
Christian's asked the group if anyone carries certain stones in their pockets on occasion. He sometimes carries a small quartz or amethyst. Old guy coming to us from West Central Colorado. I always keep a worry stone at my desk. It's very
so he could,
Yeah.
it's like a little stone with a little thumb, so you can
Yeah.
rub your finger on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It does. I don't know that it's any
I think
particular
it's for
kind of.
fidgeters,
Yeah.
like people that need to have a little something to do. You
Yeah.
can use that.
So you could settles you down.
Yeah, old guy, tell us. Yeah, are you manipulating it at all? Is it just sort of there? What are you doing with the stone? Jessica, bra rocks happen every now and then. We believe it. Christian has a warrior stone at work. Old and smooth white stone. No kidding. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, Eileen has a question. Do we need a stone crystal for each chakra? How do we choose the right crystal for each chakra?
We did a whole class on that, and someone had brought a big tray of lots of stones, and you can pick them up and feel them and see what feels good to you. You really have to trust. Again, here's your gut. You've got to trust your gut that you're going to make the correct choice, and really, any stone that feels good to you is going to work for you. It's that intention. So, and you just pick the colors. You get the red, the orange, the yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, or clear, and have a little collection of them that you use.
And actually, these stones are from that class
From
that
that
Karen
class.
was
Oh,
talking
yeah?
about. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, picked our stones.
Let's see. Old guy G just rubs the center of this warrior stone.
Did he say what it's made out of?
Oh yeah. Well, do you know, old guy, what's it made out of? And then Lisa
Someone has
adds.
a pink quartz pendulum in her pocket. Oh,
Nice, good.
Yeah,
That's good.
the pink, that's your heart chakra, and also the
Self-love.
quartz is, yeah,
Mm,
very, very good.
cool.
People
Okay,
are
Jim.
carrying all kinds of things around with
So
them.
this is
Here's your heart.
not to block you out, Karen.
Nope, that's good. Oh, look at it. That matches you too in the thing behind us.
Aventurine, I believe that is, if I remember right.
So for your heart, you can use the green, or you could use a piece of rose.
Rose
she had that
quartz.
rose quartz is another lovely pink or green
Huh.
for your heart. And again, that's your that connects. Heart's the center because you have the 3 chakras below it, and then the 3 above it. So that's like the center. Even though we think of here's your center, that's your power center, but the center of everything is your heart. Love is the most important, I think, of all of the energies. And if that is open and working, if that's flowing well, all the other chakras will kind of follow suit. That's a big one.
Old guy just says stone, so
Just a
not a
stone.
mineralogist.
Yeah, I wonder
Okay.
what color it is. We want something, but it's just probably,
It's probably a piece of quartz.
or
or
it could
agate.
be anything that you could just rub your finger
Yeah.
on, and so it calms him down. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, what is this kind of like the lucky penny thing? You just kind of keep it and rub a rabbit's foot? Not a
Oh,
rabbit's
I used
foot.
to love a rabbit's foot until I realized it was a real foot with a
What?
nail on it. I don't know. When I was little, I didn't.
Well, it wasn't a real foot.
Well, no, I think the original
They
ones
were.
were
The
real
original
feet.
ones were?
They were
Yes,
really
it had
rabbit's feet.
little toenails on it. I'm like,
Yes.
what's this?
That's
It's
lucky?
a rabbit's
Yeah,
foot.
I know,
I don't
it
know.
wasn't
It's
lucky for the
disgusting.
rabbit.
It wasn't, no. But it felt nice.
A certain kind of luck. Eileen is asking, how do we recharge stones and crystals? How often should you recharge them?
I'm really bad about doing mine.
So, yeah, so what I do is I leave them on the windowsill in the moonlight.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Or out on a table, like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll throw them out on the deck on my
Yeah.
glass table. She said the salt, you can put them like around with salt, wash them.
Yeah, so generally what I do is I'll leave them on the windowsill for about 15 minutes during the sun, so that cleans them. And then put them in the moonlight, and that charges them.
Oh, I also hear like maybe next to a glass of water or something like that too, or a candle. No,
Well,
no.
you
I
can set
definitely
up like
heard
a little
moonlight.
altar kind,
Yeah.
people set up little sacred altars and you can put your stones and your crystals and your candles and whatever works there, because that's, a little spot that you go to for meditating.
There's Kristen, those were real feet on those keychains.
They see.
They were, and they dyed them different colors, like pink
Yeah,
and
that was
blue.
so
and-
great.
Awful.
It is
was,
awful.
but,
Where was
it's so
Peter
cute.
when you needed them?
Who invented that? That's what I want to know.
Seriously.
But we loved them until.
Till we found them, there
Until
were
I-
toenails.
You feel it, it's sticking out, and I'm like.
I'll stick to the ones I get in gumball machines.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a bunch of comments coming in now. Let's see. One of those green ones, deep crystals are in big amethyst. Let's see, Sandra. I visited a gem shop in the Netherlands. I was in heaven. Thousands of natural stones from the Rockies.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
nice.
I picked up all the crystals. It was like a natural high.
Yeah.
Hi, Gloria. How are you tonight? Lisa, as a child, I was always picking up stones and rocks and stuffing my pockets. Drove my mom nuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kids love them.
Old guy stone. Pink, brown, dark brown. So he means dark brown. Dark brown and a little white. So who knows what that is?
I don't know.
Any experts
Sounds like
out
a
there?
jasper. If it's got
Yeah,
all
it
those
could be a
colors
jasper.
mixed in, it could be a jasper. But
Yeah.
the thing is, it's just the feeling, and it calms.
Mm.
I'm assuming it calms them down and helps them focus.
Yeah.
Like a
And-
little mantra. You know.
Yeah, and probably gives him whatever energy he needs too. He must carry that kind of energy.
Huh.
Little boost.
Yeah.
Jessica, I've been trying crystal gridding my bed at night. What is
yeah.
that?
We did a little bit of that earlier. You can set up, is she talking above her bed? Like some people have this whole sacred geometry kind of like a star thing above their beds with I don't know, with the stones and different metals. You can do them on a piece of paper with, we did the angel grids with the
Sure.
different, it's just another, it's a boost. It's a power, like when you put different stones together in different shapes, sacred geometry, like star tetrahedron. There's a variety of different sacred geometry figures that people learn. You can put them in that. Years ago, I used to do more because I used a table more. Now I just use the zero gravity recliner, so because it's easier to travel with, and I have a lot of elderly clients, and getting on and off the table is a little tricky. So,
Yeah.
but you would put the stones on top of them or right next to them, depending on how much room you have. So that's another little trick, little tool.
Yeah. And Jessica's saying for me, the four corners.
On the four corners.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep. You can
Yikes.
also do that is she doing it for her bedroom?
She's just gridding my bed at
Bed.
night.
Okay, the four corners of the bed. She can also call in the angels if she's doing it for protection.
Right.
Calling yourself in some nice big guardian angels and
There you go,
put one in
Jessica.
each corner. We always put the
The
archangels in the room when we're working. We ask them to come in and please guard the whole property. Put them in the different rooms and outside the property. And yeah.
And Jessica, just seeing your name now reminded me that I wanted to bring one of those candles that she had
Oh,
sent.
that's right. That's right.
It was sitting right
Next
by
time.
my
next
front door.
Yes.
Candle. Oh,
Yeah, we love to
Yeah,
see
those things,
that.
they're beautiful. And they're packaged so gorgeously. So awesome. Okay, keep going here, G.
Okay, we've got, what comes after the heart?
okay. What are we on?
After
a
the
test.
heart was the
She's
throat.
got the right color.
Oh, that was
right?
indigo, right? And
No,
now,
this is
This is your throat.
the throat,
Right.
which is the indigo's a little bit higher. This is
Okay.
more your sky blue.
So this is for your communication.
Yep.
oh yeah.
So
And
that's
this
a
is a
pretty
piece
one.
piece of sodalite.
That looks like it looks a little
Oops,
gray
where
there,
are
but
we?
when you
You're
come
coming
There
up,
we
go
go.
towards
There
that.
we go,
gray.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
There we
Yeah.
go. Does it look
It's
blue,
kinda
you
hard-
guys?
kinda
'Cause it
hard to
looks nice
see.
with your
Yeah.
with your shirt.
And that's for communication, speaking your truth.
Mm. Interesting. Christian comments. Friends bring me small rocks from different countries they visit, and I keep them on a dish on my patio or among my crystals. I call it energetic geography.
Yep.
Nice.
The energy of those pieces is in my home.
Nice.
Interesting. Eileen, are there any crystals that should not get wet?
I'm sure there's a lot, I don't know enough, but you don't want to soak some that are very porous because they're going to break. Like I wouldn't put, what is that big long rod one that
Selenite.
the selenite. If selenite's got like little fibers, I wouldn't
Yeah.
put that near water. You know, if it's a nice hard stone, you know, like any of these, I'm sure would be fine to put in the water. But I wouldn't leave any crystals in the water for any length of time unless that's their natural habitat, like river crystals, river rocks. But otherwise, I think it's like give them a little bath and then dry them off. Put them in the sun, put them in the moon. Yeah.
Well, I'll give another close look for folks here too. There is that. That's pretty.
So now it looks a lot more blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Corey, you have the knack of getting it up there so everybody can see.
Yeah.
A nice piece of Larimar would work for that. If a lot of
Yes.
women wear Larimar
Yeah,
jewelry.
here we go.
Do you have a piece with you?
My
Okay.
ring
yeah?
is Larimar.
Larimar is a nice stone for the throat,
show.
and that's really pretty, a soft.
And I wear that for that reason.
Oh yeah.
Because you
Okay.
speak all day long, so it
Yeah.
helps to facilitate that. Yeah, that is pretty. Larimar's good.
Hmm.
Nice.
All right. Good. Karen and Georgeanne, how did each of you get into crystals and energy healing?
Oh my gosh. Good question.
Well, crystals is just a part of all the
All
things
the
that we
stuff,
were
I know.
interested in, so.
We're interested in so many things. We
we-
just start.
Right.
Okay, let's
We-
learn about that. Let's find somebody who can teach us about that. Let's read about it. I think probably that was one of my first things was crystals. Way back when, like in my 20s, I was like, oh, I'm going to check this out. We had a lot of crystal shops in the
That's
area
right.
then, so so that was kind of, and then I kind of went on to other things, and now we've gravitated back to it. So it's, you know, there's always, I guess with all of these things, it has to speak to you. If it doesn't, then that's probably not something that you're called to pick up and be interested in. But if you like it, it serves a purpose. It's a tool. It's another tool. It's a way of helping you. Really, what are we trying to do? Create wellness. We want to be happy, healthy, and loving. So all the things that help us to get to that state, you know, and a lot of them are right in nature. So you don't have, you know, it's an easy. What was the other question about the rocks? There was something else.
It was in
Energy work.
energy
Energy
healing,
work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we started a while ago. Karen and I started taking some classes that revolved around the angels
Yeah.
and around fairies, which I'm fascinated with, the energy of fairies. And then channeling. There was one of our teachers was a very good channeler, so that was a door that was opened for us as well.
So kind of one opens up another, you know, you meet different people, you learn different things, you know, so you can kind of blend a lot of things. It doesn't have to be, oh, I just want to do crystals. You know, the more you read about this, there's just so many more things you want to learn about. or
Well, and
experience.
because it all accesses different places. So let's say you're working with angels. Archangel Michael has his very own stone. He has his very own color. He has his very own sound. So all those different things are different topics. So I think that's how we move from place to place and with learning different energies, about different energies.
Kristen just followed up with very nice. It's great to hear when a passion chooses you. I believe that's how our callings find us.
Yes.
Nice there. Eileen keeps her crystals in a crescent moon-shaped wooden bowl and are right above her head.
Nice.
Sandra has a question. Georgeanne and Karen, have there ever been a trickster spirit that interrupted your sessions, or are they more respectful?
Well, you know, when we did the table tipping, we did get a little comedian, but he knew somebody, he knew one of the women, and so he comes quite often now because he thinks it's funny and fun, and his energy's recognized by the group. But I think, I don't know if you mean trickster, like people who have a sense of humor, that comes in, but like I said, we make sacred space before we start, so we're not getting the the energies that we don't want.
I
to
was
come
going to
visit.
say,
We
because I think
don't-
it almost sounds like it's someone trying to be deceptive or.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and
No.
that's, I think what had happened to me years ago with the Ouija board, I got some crazy stuff.
Bad juju?
Yeah.
Scared me because I was young and,
And then teaching us to make sure that we do clear and we do set up all the protections that we need.
very important. The protection
Important
is
for ourselves, but also for all the people that we work with as well.
Yeah.
Working with the light.
Folks, we're at the bottom of the hour now. It is 7:30 Eastern Time here in Essex, Massachusetts. I am with Georgeanne and Karen of True North Wellness or True North Hypnosis, as Annalie will drop in their website link if you ever want to check out more and learn more about who they are and what they do. And we are answering your questions, but we're also talking chakras, we're talking stones, we're talking crystals, whatever you want to throw our way. But Georgeanne, do you want to keep going here with?
Yep, one more.
Okay.
Here's your third eye.
All right. Let's show that off. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that can be, like a deep, almost like people say indigo. So what does that mean to people? To me, it's kind of like I don't know, like a
Dark-
blue.
Like jeans that aren't washed really well. Yeah,
deep.
that
That's
deep
a good,
blue.
yeah. And that's people who are psychic definitely have that blasted open. Georgianne's that's her way of connecting is through her vision.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she sees things, and so that's a good. She does a lot of work with that. She also wears a lot of the blues in different shades. So
This is true.
Yeah.
You do.
I
Yeah,
do.
and she looks
I
good
love
in the
blue,
blues.
blue greens.
Yeah.
That was what we were talking about earlier. The colors, I'm a firm believer that the colors that we choose to wear, every morning you go to the closet and you say, okay, what am I going to wear? Am I going to wear the pink shirt? Am I going to wear the blue shirt? Or what are we doing? So I think that the colors that we choose either support what we already have, meaning the different chakras, the love, the creativity, being grounded, or it's something that we need. If we're not verbalizing, we're not speaking our truth, we're not communicating very well, maybe we do put the blue on, and that helps us to do what we need to do.
I will say, as a redheaded guy, I always felt like my color palette was limited. But I was thinking it was black. Right.
Yeah.
But I have brought that up before, and people always say, no, try the purple, try this. And
Yeah.
Green would be great.
Yeah.
Blues are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gray, greens.
Slate,
what
I
about
think slate
reds?
gray has always been my go-to color.
Yeah.
I
Not
like
not
greens.
reds. I don't think you're
Yeah.
already grounded. I don't think you need red.
Yeah, when I wear an orange shirt, it's pretty much just like someone threw white out on something.
It'll snap you into great creativity.
Yeah.
You can put a little orange stone in your pocket,
Yeah, that'll
then you're all
cover it.
good.
and you're good. Then you're good.
And that's
yeah.
another thing with the stones. It doesn't mean that this size has less power or less vibration than this size.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you need a big, huge crystal to have the same help that you can get with something little.
Sandra, thank you. Good to know how carefully you clear and protect one another. Oh, there's night. Christian used to go to a psychic astrologer that would have me lay down and close my eyes for meditation. She would put certain crystals on my forehead and chest. I would see certain colors, very powerful.
Yep.
Yes.
Sometimes she would have me come to her studio wearing all white head to toe.
Ooh.
That's,
So that you're like a clean slate,
I guess
Yeah.
so.
or
Yeah.
the color
Of the,
of like ascension going up to the crown.
Or that's Fiesta Sunday here in Gloucester. You
Was
wear
that-
your all
everybody
whites.
wears white?
yes.
Yeah.
So Corey, I'm kind of wondering what colors people are wearing right now.
Oh yeah, let us know, folks. Yeah, what colors are you wearing right now? Georgianne is asking. Old guy says, I have a polished rock from is it Isua? Let's see, super crystal belt from Greenland that is dated between 3.7 and 3.8 billion years old.
Whoa.
I put a leather strap through it for a necklace.
So does
That's
that?
interesting.
That is very interesting.
I would
so
love
that
to see
I would
that.
love to see what that energy's like.
Yeah.
I wonder how big. Did he say how big it was?
Nope, just how old. Yeah, how
Just
large
how
is it,
old.
old guy? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's
Sandra, very interesting, Georgeanne. Like some people wear a lot of the same favorite color. A lot of blue would be the communication.
Yep.
Or the communicator. She's asking you that.
Sure.
Is that
it
what?
could be.
Sure,
It could be communication, or if it could be, depending on how dark the blue is. Like this would be more the communication. The navy, the deeper, would be more the opening up the third eye, more for psychic development, seeing.
Annalie is in violet.
Ooh,
Working,
nice,
working
yeah.
with spirit.
Annalie, did you get dressed up for us tonight? Lisa's in charcoal gray.
I like the grays and blacks.
Yeah.
Oh, hi Giselle, how you doing tonight? I hold my Arkansas crystal when I use my pendulum. Arkansas crystal was supposedly used by people of Atlantis as an energy source. Interesting.
What color is that?
Yeah, and I wonder, is that one they say not to get wet?
Hmm.
Which you wouldn't think because Atlantis, but
Sandra, yellow and a little white, not my usual, but I've chosen this a bit lately.
And have you noticed that as you go through stages, like you might choose greens for a while, and then you're tired of greens, and then you'll move to peach color, and then a lot of things are peach color. I think that kind of shows what we need and what we're trying to support, or what we're trying to expand.
Huh.
Yeah.
I think I'm always naturally worn like earth tones, but I'm also very inspired by color.
Yeah.
And like I would never paint, well, I actually would paint my own crazy colors.
Yeah.
Meredith would never let me do anything like that. But like the Innovation House in Magnolia, they have bright colors everywhere to inspire. And so all the pillows are like a very deep red, yellow, blue,
Probably
Yeah.
working on all those chakra colors.
Yes.
That could be,
Yeah.
could be.
Ground you, your creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've never been one to wear bright colors, but I am attracted to them for sure. Janet Forsyth, I'm wearing indigo blue.
Yeah.
Lisa has an orange red top and beige pants.
Uh-huh.
Old guys that stone from Greenland, about 2 inches tall and 1.5 inches. Oh, by 1.5 inches. So
So it's a
2
good
inches by 1.5
size.
inches.
I bet it's beautiful.
So will you tell us what the name of the stone is again, please?
Yeah, where was it up here? Was it? I have a rock from the Isua supercrustal belt
of green.
from Greenland.
I have no idea.
Is that the name of the stone or the name of the type of the belt?
It sounds like it's from the belt, right? It sounds regional, but we could be wrong. Fill us in. Let's see. Marby, brown blouse, blue jeans. Okay.
Earth colors, ground to the earth.
Christian's in his black t-shirt and black sweats,
I know.
post-workout.
I'm a big black, white and gray.
Very sprockets of you, Christian. For those of you Saturday Night Live fans. Let's see. Oop, scrolling up. Oh, see, Douglas, how are you? See, I have a very large piece of copper ore from an old copper mine in northern Michigan. Does copper have any spiritual, metaphysical uses? By the way, I'm wearing pink as often as I can. So,
Heart color is pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, being connected
Copper?
to the
Are
heart.
those not copper?
Yeah, but what
these are
about copper?
I should look at, let me see if I can find information for copper.
okay.
You go ahead.
G's gonna look up copper. Eileen, dark green polo shirt and black pants.
Green heart.
Old guy sees a red door and wants it painted black.
Well,
Why?
that's interesting
Why?
because
It's a Rolling
red.
Stones song.
Yes, it is. But also, black can be a color for that first chakra. Red and black
Oh.
are both. You can get, like a piece of obsidian or something like that to go for the first chakra as well. So red and black are there.
Rosemary, how are you tonight? A coral tank top, earth tone shorts.
Nice coral. She's got some good energy coming from her creativity.
Sandra says wearing more yellow for the solar plexus at this time.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice, good thinking.
Christian would totally like a pink house. That's an ode to John Mellencamp.
Yep,
Well, sea meadow's kind of pink.
it is. Well, yeah.
Eileen always wears black pants with different colored tops, but I tend to wear blues most times. Giselle, years ago, my dad wanted to buy a red refrigerator. My mom nixed that idea. I bet that'd be like awesome these days, though. I've seen a couple
It would be
people
like
with
those kind of retro.
the
colors.
retro vintage
Yeah.
refrigerator
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the long wide handle up top for
Yeah.
the freezer, and
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Except they used to be that harvest gold and avocado.
Oh, that
gold.
was
Avocado
everything,
green,
yeah,
that was
everything.
everywhere, right?
Yeah, avocado green, harvest gold, and
The avocado green.
Yeah.
I come up
White.
with my first house, the avocado, the bathroom was all avocado. They actually painted the ceiling. It was like, oh my gosh.
There must have been something too,
Taste
like
in it.
mass manufactured production, where that green was just such a simple thing to produce.
well, it was a style. Have you
popular.
noticed how like every year they pick colors?
And then we
Yeah.
all have to change
Last-
and buy new things.
I don't know
Yeah.
what this year's color is, but last year it was lime yellow, no, lemon yellow and battleship gray.
Oh, geez.
That's what I said. How could that, why would they pick that for what people want to decorate their houses or
Yeah.
paint their walls or whatever? It didn't appeal to me.
Odd.
It is.
Let's see. Scroll. It's from the Isua supracrustal belt. I forget the name of the stone, but my memory is what it was at one time.
But he wears it all the time, yeah.
Yeah. That was weird. So yeah, there was the avocado green appliances of the 60s and 70s. There was that same shag rug color. That weird reddish orangey kind of
Yeah.
color.
And
I'm just trying to think of those.
Then it had like the different colors in it, like they would do two colors together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
called
the two
that,
different
yeah.
colors.
Yeah, some weird stuff. It's amazing how
Dust trap.
that was allowed to happen. Shop Lisa, my 70s built house had a purple tub and toilet.
Whoa.
Well, there you go.
Ooh. But was it painted or really ceramic purple? Like how,
Right. Yeah, who
I think
knows?
you can get them in any color you want now.
Yeah, so we're looking up copper,
yeah, I do
Georgianne.
have copper right here.
Oh, I have to read this? This is the
Yeah.
problem, is I don't have my glasses, so.
Oh, okay.
Okay, copper can conduct electrical impulses and magnify the energy transfer from the healer or from minerals to the subject of the healing. Copper can combat lethargy, passivity, restlessness, excitability, and non-acceptance of oneself. It stimulates initiative, optimism, diplomacy, and independence.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. All right, awesome. Yeah, Lisa says it's really purple.
Interesting. That's
That tub
cool.
and toilet. Yikes. Well, that was like an eggplant color? Or was it like a Barney?
She's really perfect.
Isn't Barney kind of like eggplant?
It was like a
Eggplant's
living
really
eggplant. The Grimace and Barney are distant cousins, I think. Cool. Christian, my grandparents had a two-tone brown shag rug in the TV room with 2 orange and 2 gold walls when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
it must have been like walking in a Burger
burnt
King.
orange couch. I can remember having a burnt orange
Yeah,
couch.
honest
Yeah,
to
the,
God.
the orange and
Orange and
the
greens
harvest
and
gold
browns.
stuff.
Well, it is weird when you think about, you think your home might have a nice color palette or the furniture's really nice,
Yeah.
and just 20 years from now you can be like, I can't
believe
believe
I
it.
had
Yeah.
that color.
But it doesn't feel that way now.
That's right.
I had a couch that was kind of like all stripes and kind of.
Yeah, my parents
woven.
definitely did too.
Yeah, that was
It was a weird, kind of like a plaid, whatever it was back then. Yeah, who
that
knows?
was very cool at the time.
All right, any more questions for Georgianne and Karen? Are we done? Did you want to? You're talking about this
Did you
now?
want to talk
What did you want to
about
talk about?
The copper in that, or did you finish the last?
Yeah,
Yes,
we
you did. You
finished the copper.
those?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this is the last. This
Okay,
is
we
your
didn't
crown
finish the
chakra.
crown
Oh,
chakra.
crown chakra. Okay.
It can also be a purple. That can also be purple or the
Yeah,
clear.
amethyst.
And
or-
again, the connection to spirit, spirituality,
All right.
just a plain quartz, crystal quartz.
That's all that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a quartz. Okay. Nicey. Christian in the console TV weighed about 436 pounds. Yeah, everyone
got
had
3
that.
channels.
C. Douglas, thank you. I need to pull that heavy old thing out of the closet and put it on my bedside table, maybe. I've just always been attracted to copper.
Copper,
Ah, see
okay.
that? Yeah.
There you go.
So, and how's your energy then? Are you attracted because you need more energy?
Or are you very full of energy and a nice way of grounding it out?
Yeah.
Is that so?
I think with the copper, because we use some dowsing rods made of copper for picking up, water, minerals.
Huh. Patty D, how you doing tonight? Good to see you. Hello. 8:15. Yeah, we have plenty of time to play with here. So yeah, if you have questions for Georgeanne and Karen on a number of topics, so far we've talked chakras and auras and crystals and stones. The chakra colored charts are beautiful. Yeah, we saw
They really are. We have some nice
this
ones.
tonight that the ladies brought to the table. I noticed right off the bat, Roy G. Biff. I don't know why that popped right into my head as I was going right up the colors of the rainbow there. So very cool. See, Douglas says for sure about copper.
Nice.
Yeah. Interesting. So, okay, what else do we want to talk about, ladies?
Oh my God, there's so many things. We were going to talk a little bit maybe about pendulums.
Oh yeah, everyone loves pendulum talk.
That's
So
what they asked for the last time, a little bit about the colors and the
Sure.
stones and maybe some pendulum stuff. So
Okay.
Georgeanne brought a little variety of them.
Actually, I brought a pendulum for each color in the chakra.
How about that?
All right.
Chakra pendulums.
Yep.
So, which one did you already showed them the red one?
Yeah, we talked about
no,
the
we
red.
did this one. Right, we
Oh.
showed that one off, I
Okay, I don't
think.
know how they, maybe you can.
All right,
That's
folks.
nice. Red jasper.
Red jasper.
Red jasper.
That's a beauty.
Look at that. Nicey.
See, it's moving for you too, Corey.
It
See,
is.
that's
I didn't do
interesting.
anything.
Quick, ask a question.
Oh my God, why did the Celtics lose the other night?
Well, it has to
And
be
that one
a-
hurt.
Oops,
did.
it does.
People love the pendulums. Here we go.
Fabulous. Do you all have pendulums? And you know, you can have something like this. You can use a piece of jewelry. I have a friend who uses her keys.
Yeah.
We're out someplace and she's like, should I eat that? Should I buy that? She's got, brings her keys out. Whatever works. But these are really, really nice. And Georgeanne has those in the shop, so I love those.
Yeah. So Georgeanne, now why would I use this particular pendulum? Am I asking myself questions of a certain topic or?
No, not necessarily. I think it's what you're attracted to. And then
Oh.
again, just what we were talking about earlier, we'll be attracted to what we need to be supported. Like if you look in this box, which one would you like? Which one do you think that,
Which one would you
What-
say?
what-
Honestly,
what
so
color of
this
to you?
this
Green
jumps
one.
out without
Yep,
me
I know
having
you're
to
gonna
think
grab
about
that.
something, right?
Yeah.
So that's the way you want to pick your crystals or your chakra stones or your pendulums. Is like what
yeah.
jumps out at you.
So that's what we do with
I love?
Yeah.
when Jilly Beans she brings dozens of tarot decks.
Yes.
If someone will ask a question like which deck should we refer to, and then it's just whatever jumps out at us.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So it's the same thing here. No
So
kidding.
this was your.
Yep.
So show them what you're drawing.
Yeah. So I chose or was drawn to this.
Which matches his shirt perfectly.
Yeah, you've got some of that beautiful color.
Yeah.
And which chakra is that?
This. Oh wait, hold on.
He's gonna do it.
Is this my center? Right? Solar plexus? Oh, my heart? Wait, oh,
Green.
my heart?
Pink.
Or pink,
Green and
right.
Pink. Yeah.
Or pink.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, now
Big
this is why, so I gotta work on my health? Is this what we're talking about now?
No. This is a tool that that you could use to get information. But the color of it does not really matter. How you, I think it's
How you
important to
wanna
pick
use
what
it.
makes you comfortable and what you love. Like I don't carry one of those. I have
Yeah.
I have worn this for a million years and it looks like a bit
You
of
wear this?
nothing. I don't wear it as much as I carry it everywhere I go. I've lost it 3 times. It finds its way back to me. It is like perfect. It is a watermelon tourmaline. Looks like if you hold it up to the light, it looks like a piece of watermelon and it's teeny weeny and
Let
it
me
is
see if I can get just some
so powerful. And it's done in 14 karat gold and
Maybe
it's
something white.
been,
This should
I
be
just
dark
wore it because I
behind it.
loved it. Can you see the colors? Maybe it's just too bright in here. Doesn't look like my, oh, you know what? I bet it would look good on something dark. Dark phone?
I
in
can see
there?
a little bit of color there, yeah.
If you were in the, above the light, maybe, I don't know,
I
but.
see it looks a little pinky purple.
But it's a tourmaline and it is not pointed. It's just a little square piece of tourmaline that I've worn for decades. And so if I'm working, when I'm reading, I always have that out. It's always on my cloth with my cards. If I'm clearing someone's energy field with some Reiki or whatever I'm doing, I will check with that over their centers while they're in the chair to see if I've cleared them out.
Ah.
It's like my check-in.
Oh.
So, so I use it as a pendulum, but a pendulum doesn't have to be a little pointed. It can be anything. I think it's easier to read the pointed ones. You know, when you're first learning, like I would be drawn to this one.
Yeah.
I think this is beautiful. Do you know what that stone is?
That's sodalite.
Sodalite. Okay, that's just really pretty. That would be
It
one
is
if I were
pretty.
going to carry one. So everybody has their preference, and you'll find some. Sometimes these have all the colors of the chakra, like that.
Yeah.
They'll have like a stone. I don't know that those are kind of a composite, yeah.
Yes.
But you know, whatever you're drawn to, because you're going to use it as a tool to help you figure things out.
Yeah.
So you want your tool to make you feel happy
Yeah.
before you're starting to use it. So
Ah.
that's why it goes by what it is that appeals to you.
Fascinating.
And then once you have it, you take it everywhere. Like you're in your bra or in your pocket till it really absorbs your energy, till it's like part of you. You can sleep with it next to you. Like I wore that for decades, and now I take it with me where I go for my energy work. Like
Huh.
it's a really nice tool for me.
And it will answer the questions like this. You know, as
Kinda
soon as
like
your
table tipping.
energy's all in there and it's yours, it's your tool, you can get an answer that quick.
Very fascinating. Let's see, Giselle, I'm much better using my pendulum than using my tarot cards. I never know when to stop shuffling the cards.
When your hand's tired, I don't know. You know, it will
Isn't that-
jump out. Sometimes
Yeah.
things just jump out when you
Yeah.
super shuffle. Yeah.
Old guy says, Corey, since you joined the gym, you don't have to be as concerned about your health. That's right. But unfortunately, the name of my favorite bar is called The Gym. So that's
That's good.
let's see. Hi, Pixie Dust. Good to see you tonight. We are doing well.
Pixie dust, I like
I
that.
like that. That would be
Yeah.
right up your alley with them.
It goes right up with the fairies and the pixies and
Oh, Jessica. Is this the same one that you were telling us about last time? It was lost on a dog's collar? It always
Yes,
comes back to you?
yes.
Jeez, Jessica.
And you have a very good memory. It was lost, but before that, I dropped it one time. I had a deck that had all the little slats, and it went down, and it was like in a lot of junk under there. My husband pulled it out that time, but it took a long time before he found it. It was in the dog's fur. One time it was upstairs. I had it
Upstairs, yeah.
upstairs. I had worked on somebody
Oh,
with it.
now
I put
I
it on a
remember you,
thicker
yeah.
chain. I put it on a thicker chain, thinking maybe I won't lose it. And it was wrapped around the leg. It was a thin gold chain. It was wrapped around the leg of one of the chairs, and one of the women up there had said, "Send a picture. Does this look familiar?" And I'm like, "Oh my God!" I mean, I was beside myself. I was so excited. So now I'm more apt to like keep it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Jeez, Jessica, cheers to you for that one.
Yeah,
I know,
that's
good
great.
grief, that's awesome.
Patty D, explained about using a pendulum. Isn't it giving your power away when asking for an answer, or is it your subconscious energy helping clarify an answer?
There you go. You're not giving your power away because it is you. It is your energy that's in this. That's making the pendulum move. The pendulum doesn't have anything innate in it. You know, it might be. It's how you're going to use it. It's what it's going to do. It helps to tap into your inner knowing. And so you would program the pendulum to answer the questions like the table tipping. So this is not mine, so it's not going to, I can ask. You would hold it so that you have it, and you can say, please show me your sign for yes.
Come up here a little bit so they can
See?
There
Okay,
you go.
there we go. Okay, so yes, up and down, like yes, that's what mine does. That's actually what my other one does. And can you please show me your indication for no? I'm not moving it, it's just going back and forth like nope, nope. And then I always like to throw one in like, because sometimes things aren't black and white, yes and no. It's like maybe, maybe not important. We're not gonna, you can't figure that out right now. Please show me your symbol for that, and it's gonna do mine. So maybe it's a big circle. And that's what mine does. I'm just kind of interested, and I did the same thing. So it's a way of helping you to quiet yourself down and ask the questions. Now, if you keep asking the same question over and over, thinking, oh, it's going to change, then sometimes it just will do that circle thing, like, okay, enough is enough. that's your inner knowing is helping you. So we had learned a while back about besides using a pendulum, like you can use your body. Can you explain about the body, the movement of the body? You're really good at that.
Oh, sure. That's what I do when I'm trying to decide on something. When Karen said you can just hold the crystal and feel it, I'll hold the crystal and close my eyes and kind of ask inside, do you want to be with me? Do you want to work with me? And it's called muscle testing. So the yes, you'll just lean in a little bit if it's a yes answer. If it's a no, you'll go back.
Your body will do this.
Your
is what
body
she's
will
saying.
go
Your
back,
body's
yeah.
going to be like a little pendulum.
Yeah, like this. And if it doesn't matter, it will just, your body won't do anything. And it sounds kind of like you're forcing it, or you would be forcing it, but you're not. You just kind of open up and ask the question, and you will just very gently lean this way or lean that way and get an answer. You can use that on, is this the right toothpaste for me to use? Should I be eating this, whatever it is? Should I be eating this hummus right now? Your body will tell you, is this the right fabric?
These are questions I've never asked myself. Those are three.
But if you were
I'm just
thinking
throwing
of, health-wise,
Right.
or making a choice about,
Right.
Yeah.
now people are more into
Right.
natural fibers and sustainable things. So it's,
Right.
and
Very
will
cool.
how will my body react to it too? Like some things people are allergic to.
Yeah, right.
So is this a good thing for me is this in my best and highest good? Is this going to be for my best health to use this
And
salt or this
oil
perfume
or whatever,
or,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, people use it for all kinds of things. I mean, you could spend your whole life doing that, but it's more when you have like I don't know. I'm not really figuring this out on my own, so use a tool to kind of tap into that. But you can settle yourself down and just go with it.
And it is very easy to do. You just need to relax and to open up, and especially people that, I actually did this afternoon, there were some young women in the store, and they were picking up some bracelets. And I said, well, do you want to know if it really wants to work with you? And the young woman said yes. And I told her, just stand still, close your eyes, ask it. I didn't tell her to pay attention to what her body was doing. And you could see her body do this. And she opened her eyes and she said, what was that? I said, it was your body saying yes. So yeah, it's just, you just have to be relaxed, but you can use it just like you use your pendulum, asking questions with this. Yeah.
Wow. Christian says, really enjoying this episode. Thank you all. Thank you, Christian. Giselle has a soda light pendulum. Blue is my favorite color.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
that
that
one
one.
is, yep.
That's this one.
There you
Beautiful.
go. There's G with that one. Oh, yeah.
Pretty.
Hmm.
What are people using their pendulums for? Like, what are you doing with them?
Yeah, there you go. What are you using your
Yeah, what are you
pendulums
doing?
for? Pixie Dust loves, watermelon tourmaline.
Yeah.
A good one is usually pricey. I bought mine at the Tucson Rock and Gem Show.
Yeah, it's a good show too.
Yeah.
Old guy said the same thing. The Tucson Rock and Gem Show is awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Patty V, how do you program the pendulum? So did you just sort of walk us through?
I wouldn't say
Yes,
that you're
no, maybe
necessarily
so.
programming it, but you're just connecting with it. Personally, I would have it with me all the time. So it's starting to react to your energy and feel your vibration. And then you ask. You just simply ask. Because what do you need to know? Yes, no, maybe, or none of your business, or wait till later. Like that when it starts spinning, I'm like, okay, we'll just let that go for a while. But it's going to give you those three. Oh, you know what? Did I bring that with me? What did I do?
What's
Oh,
kinda-
yeah, here we go. So
Oh, yeah, that's right.
sometimes you can make a chart. Like if you don't want to figure it, you can just make yourself a chart. Yes, no, maybe, and you can hold the pendulum over that. But if you're out somewhere, you're not going to be carrying that around with you. So, you want to have your little tricks. You can flip it over. Like if you're going to check the weather, because if you live in New England, it's always something. What's the weather going to be? Like if you're planning a trip and blah, 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 and you ask the question, you can put the pendulum over it and you see where it starts going to. You can make up any kind of little chart for yourself. But the typical one is yes, no, maybe. But you can do it for anything. Make a little grid. You can I used to do it when I was like picking numbers, when I was doing something, I'd put a whole bunch of numbers and see which ones are going and, just kind of for fun.
No kidding.
So you can make any little chart for yourself and, because it's a tool, right? I wouldn't say you're programming it, you're learning how it reacts to your energy and you are comfortable with it. So sleep with it, wear the jewelry, put it under your pillow, put it in your pocket, put it in your bra.
She might have been thinking with program, it meaning absorbing your energy.
Maybe.
So
yeah.
that it knows who you are and so that you both are connected.
Interesting. All right, more comments and questions here. Old guy, my wife uses muscle testing for everything.
See?
I've
Yeah,
never heard
there
of
we
that.
go.
What is
Yeah,
that?
That's what we just talked about,
Oh.
how your body.
Oh,
There's
that's-
other ways, like, I know years ago, they would have you put like something under your tongue. And it was, there's ways of, one of the holistic chiropractors used to do something so people could figure out what things they were kind of allergic to or what they should use. They would do something. There's also, well, you can do it with your fingers too, like
Yeah,
you
that's,
can do the, to figure out yes, no questions, but that is pretty interesting. The muscle testing, and there's a whole lot with the muscle testing.
I imagine,
There's,
right?
like you can have somebody, you can ask them a question, you have them hold their arm up, and if the arm goes down when you push, whether it stays up, that's very significant for different answers. I
Oh,
just thought it was interesting. I didn't get a lot into it, but it is,
well, that's the first I've heard of it.
yep.
Jane Pilkington, pendulums are pretty, but I use anything that dangles, like a
Yeah,
bead
yeah.
necklace. Keys don't
Right.
work for me.
Yeah, me either, but yeah.
Nice. Oh, God. I never use a pendulum. I'm not very good at taking advice.
Your own either, huh? Yeah, that's funny.
Giselle, I asked my pendulum questions about my past lives, issues with my pets, finances, all sorts of things.
Yep, yep.
Let's see. Pixie Dust, I have a pendulum chart flip book.
Ooh,
Huh.
with different questions?
I wonder.
Yeah.
probably like this.
Like this with a whole bunch of
Yeah.
things that you can, you can
Yeah.
buy like a kit at a bookstore that's got like a little book on how to do it, and then they got the charts and the colors, and yeah.
Folks, we are just after noon o'clock here. It is 8:02 Eastern Standard Time. I am with Karen and Georgeanne, the True North girls of True North Wellness here in Essex, Massachusetts. We are hanging out tonight. We're talking anything you want to talk about, but we've been focusing on chakras and pendulums and crystals and stones. So feel free to ask away or share your stories with us, which is cool as well. We're also just a stone's throw, literally, from Seamano Gifts and Gardens. That's Georgeanne's shop for years and years and years now, right?
27.
Yep. And our next Viewer's Choice Award, you could win a $100 gift card to Seamano Gifts. It doesn't matter where in the world you are. If you want to get in on that, you can just become a bridge buddy. Annalie has that link for you as well. She also has True North Hypnosis. That's the name of their website. .com if you want to learn more about Karen and Georgeanne and the folks they work with here at True North as well, about the different classes they have and modalities they're working on, et cetera, et cetera. So there is that. Patty D asks, ladies, do you need to cleanse the pendulum?
Well,
I
it
do.
certainly wouldn't hurt.
I do use a stone, so I do just what I do with my other stones, to put it in the sun for a few minutes and then in the moonlight for a few minutes.
Huh.
So you're cleaning and charging.
Oh, all right. Pixie Dust touches her thumb and index finger on each hand
Right.
Yeah.
and interlocks them like a chain, then pulls them apart.
That
yeah,
works,
yeah.
yeah.
If it's no, they pull
Oh,
apart.
this
Yeah, this way.
for the,
Oh,
right, yeah. But there's also, you can use your fingers like a pendulum.
Yeah.
So you can just kind of figure out yes, no, and ask what would be yes, what would be no.
Giselle even got the name of one of my spirit guides using my pendulum.
Ooh,
So there's that.
I like that.
Interesting. Okay, gee, do we want to talk about these at all?
Yeah, it's
You
like,
brought these for a reason, I'm assuming, right?
well, it's another tool, right? So we have the
Tools.
pendulum, and these are dowsing rods.
Oh, we have,
And
oh,
they're copper, which is what I thought was, we can probably whack the heck out of your microphone.
well, that's okay.
It might not be.
So dowsing rods can answer questions as well. They can also find things. We did a class here in True North where things were hidden and we were showing people how to hold the rods. These are called L rods. And so what you do is you hold your body, your arm next to your body like an L, like this is. So this is the shape. I'm not doing the phone right. So that's the shape, and that's what your arm wants to look like as well. And it's snug here next to your waist, and you hold your L rod. And then just what Karen said, you ask what is your yes, what is your no, what is your maybe, and then you can just go and ask questions. And let's see if I'm not sure I'm sitting properly, but
You probably need to get.
yeah. So I was just going to say, let's just ask where Corey is.
Oh, hi. I didn't do it.
Say, that's what I was thinking. I was going to say, let's ask him, where's Corey?
And she's not moving.
There you go.
It's just going.
There you are. There he is.
Hi.
So-
Dowsing rods.
So the copper swings on this handle, and that's how it can move. So you're holding the handle right here, which leaves this part free. So when we learned looking for water, which is what you mainly think dowsing rods are used for. But we did imaginary water here in True North.
With
And
tape, blue tape.
with blue tape, blue painter's tape, and that was the water. We set the intention, that was the water. And then we had to go and find the water.
And
So
cross it,
using this. And then later, things were hidden, and we were told what they were, but you had to use your rods to find the direction to where they were hidden. It was pretty cool.
It was
That's
great.
how we
Some people were
practiced,
really
yeah.
good at it.
That's why, because the dowsing rods that I've seen almost look like a wishbone.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
those are the ones that go down for finding like wells.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah?
like because that's old. That's been around forever.
Right, and it was called a mineral rod.
Right. And they would find things. They actually they used them for finding all kinds of things.
I was imagining they were probably looking
Yeah.
for oil
They
or,
could, yes.
you know.
Or
Yeah, what-
minerals
just what
like
we s-
mines.
Yeah.
Setting the intention for what it is that you want to look for.
Before we even, right after we had done the class, I don't know, a year or so ago, I was outside and my neighbor was in his yard with his own. And I'm like, do you have dowsing rods? He goes, I use them all the time. He was finding some kind of, he does construction. He was finding some kind of stone in the road so that he could set, I don't know what, he was building something. And he's like, showed me, I'm like, that is amazing. I went right to a bunch of spots and then he was able to,
Oh,
I
wow.
know, he was also looking to not dig up pipes. Because he was redoing the
Yeah.
neighbor's driveway, and he had it to find where there was underground pipes that he couldn't destroy.
Yeah, dig safe.
But he had just two, and they were very thin. They were copper, but they were very, very thin.
Huh.
And I
Wow.
it was like very fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
More questions. Let's see. Charlie Blue, what do you think of Moldavite?
Moldavite. and
Very
that's one of the
powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
Very powerful.
I think it's one of the stones too that you shouldn't keep on you for any length of
Exactly,
time.
yes.
Right? Where did that come from? Does anybody know where that came from? I want to
Is
say it
that
was like,
lava or meteor?
I want to say it might be meteor.
You can look it up,
That's-
too.
I think that's a meteor.
It's
and
very
it's
powerful.
very powerful. As a matter of
Yes.
fact, my brother-in-law got a piece of it when it was, I think it's kind of recently, I don't know, discovered. It's a fairly new, right? It's a new mineral. And was somewhere and he bought it, and the person had said to him, I think he had it for, I think it was a piece, maybe it was like I don't know, like for a necklace. And they said, don't wear it a lot. And he's like, yeah, okay. And he wore it all the time. And
Huh.
he got sick.
Oh.
He got sick. And my sister had said, that's because you have that on. And when he took it off, everything, it was like too much. Like you use it sparingly.
Huh.
It's like salt and pepper. You use it sparingly.
Wow. All right. Interesting. Pixie dust never puts her amethyst near the sun because it will fade it.
Yeah, they do fade, that's what, well, if you just put it in there for a few
Like
minutes,
5
just to,
minutes.
yeah, just to, and it doesn't even have to be in direct sun. I use it on the windowsill where it's bright light.
Sharp Lisa, I was taught how to use dowsing rods by a coworker at Public Works. He actually used them to locate pipes, etc.
Yes,
There we go.
Yeah. I believe the Army used them to find landmines.
No
and
kidding.
things.
Well, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
Yeah.
Giselle, I find the rods fascinating, but I'm not good at using them.
You have to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're little, because they're kind
They're-
of big and you gotta,
yes.
they're flying around, you
This
just have
does
to
not
be.
want to answer Moldavite, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's meteor.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's meteor, because it was
I
fairly
had
new
s-
when he got it. It was a newer mineral.
Let's see. Pixie dust. I used a pendulum for confirmation of an answer from a tarot card spread,
No?
or just ask it questions. The dowsing rod practice would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is fun.
Oh, we have our first wrench of the night. Christian takes out a bot. Thanks, Christian. See that?
What's that mean?
We
I'm
don't-
sorry.
Someone probably just typed gibberish or spam or something, and then what our wrenches can
Oh.
do, Annalie and Christian tonight, they can actually zap them and get them.
Oh, they clean it up.
Yeah,
It's like
he's our
clean
bouncer.
up. The
Yeah.
bouncer. Okay.
Basically. 86
We need-
somebody.
We need a bouncer for chakras,
You'd be
And
surprised. We did a bouncer for you too. So yes, it doesn't matter.
for pretty colors.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, any more questions for Georgeanne? Or actually, does anyone know about Moldavite?
I know, I don't have the,
Because she's looking, but
Yeah,
there's
sure.
that.
You're smart to bring a computer. Bring mine.
Oh yeah, we always want to have that at the
Yes.
ready. But we have a bunch of people sitting on computers
Yeah.
too that can
Anybody have
I will.
Moldavite?
they can do our instant research for
I did
us.
have a ring that I wore only for a little bit of time, but as soon as I put that on, I mean, and I'm not real sensitive that way, but you felt that as soon as you put it on.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's why I said it's really powerful.
Jeez.
So what would someone use it for, I guess, would be why would you
Yeah, I
want to
don't-
use some Moldavite? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Why would I use
Besides that it's
Moldavite?
very
For
cool
powerful
and interesting.
energy.
Maybe to amplify,
Yeah.
you know, for
Yeah.
amplification.
That's what I was gonna say, the quartz, that's what it does, when you set an intention. A lot of people have nice crystals that are quartz. It does, it strengthens the intention. So, what did you say, what did you say?
Amplifies.
Amplifies it, yes, it's an amplifier for
Have any
intentions.
big crystals, like I like the
It's
ones that are
upstairs, I
like
think.
pointed. Yeah, I think I brought it upstairs.
Huh. Okay, well, while Georgianne's looking that up, Karen, let me ask, what is going on here at the Wellness Center for, let's say, the month of June? Do you have anything going
okay,
up?
We're going to do a, well, we have a Reiki 3 master's class coming up, which is, you would need to have the other 2 attunements.